Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the global guided meditation call for September 29th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a reverse aging health call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. A choice is to explore the feeling that we are always at the right place at the right time, and we're being taken care of and provided for by a highly intelligent, loving source in each new moment. Just for this moment, allow everything in your life to be exactly the way it is. And you can take a vacation from the world of worry and relax into your innermost paradise. Every one of us deserve a break from this very busy mind. Take a deep breath right now and let yourself relax. The more you can relax and into your body, the easier it is to discover this intelligent, universal energy. Conscious relaxation is truly amazing in that it allows our brain cells to open up and receive full access to the divine universal intelligence. This is where our greatest power and creativity are found. Obviously, there is no efforting involved in relaxation. It's simply a continuous release of the mind and free-falling into a harmonious connection with this moment. When we consciously let go of the tension that we are holding onto in our bodies, we instantly increase our ability to retrieve the lost information we need to manifest the money, relationships, situations, and insights to create the life of our dreams. Every experience of tension can be used as fuel for the fire of our spiritual evolution and enlightenment. Every judgment, feeling of frustration, sadness, emotional resistance, or psychic defense acts like a springboard once released. And that catapults us into a higher dimension of consciousness. That's the only reason why it shows up in our lives. It's not to make our lives more difficult. It's there to create the illusion of difficulty so that we focus on something higher. The magical moment when our attention is transcended, we discover this mystical symphony of light that exists everywhere. I think most of us know that it's a game of life that is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us sooner or later with astounding accuracy. Lawrence Schofield. When you're relaxing and trusting that each experience is the right experience, you can listen so closely to what the universe is communicating to you. The divine intelligent universe is already listening to your every thought, need, and desire. It knows you better than you know yourself. Yet, you may not be listening to it. You may be turned into a repetitious pattern of thoughts, beliefs, and stories in your head from past conditioning. When you live just one entire day from this relaxed place, you'll feel this connection and hear the intimate personal messages it's communicating to you at the deepest levels of your being. Now, you may think that the universe isn't conscious, intelligent, or turned into you because it does not always give you what you think you need when you think you need it. This is because it truly knows what you really need more than the ever so hungry, demanding ego. When we release trying to control our minds, our lives, other people, and this world, relaxation occurs. This is the only time we can truly hear the universal guidance that is pointing us towards our highest life mission and destination. When our hands are soft, relaxed, and open, they can receive a gift so much easier than we can with closed fists. So give yourself the gift of abundance and let yourself trust in the power of relaxation. When you trust in living in an open, relaxed body, it will soon become an extraordinary spiritual experience that transforms the rest of your life. And what do we do with this? We practice. So let's practice. Imagine that you are a child again, and you've had a great day playing outside all day with your friends, and you're exhausted, and now you've come inside to eat and relax. You lay down on your bed and sink into the warmest, welcoming bosom of the greatest mother of your dreams. She's like an angel of the highest light and love in the universe, deeply, eternally loving every part of your mind and body. Let go of how you think this should look, and just feel yourself let go and relax into this soft, warm, healing embrace. Completely relax and trust in this amazing love. There is a divine protection and deep, intimate care for you here. Welcome these cozy feelings into your heart as deeply as you can. This can be a fun and easy practice just because it feels so good. It's good to know for all of us to know this, that this love is the healing heart of the divine intelligent universe, the God source, which is always available, always near. Just let go and surrender back into the womb of creation from which you came. This is where you will return to, in the very end, back to the source of what and who you truly are. Paradise is not somewhere that you need a map to reach. You are in paradise. You have only fallen asleep. All that is needed is an awakening, Osho. Now we live, most are unconscious about this, we all live in cages of some kind, some type, shape, form. When we feel disconnected from our spiritual nature, anything or anyone can feel like a prison. Perhaps, maybe, our physical body, financial situation, emotions, spouse, or even our own limiting personalities can make us feel stuck and trapped. But the good news is that whatever cage that we are locked up in actually has a key. The key is sitting there, resting inside the lock, ready to be turned when you've had enough suffering and are ready to set your spirit free once again. Turning your key simply manifests on its own after understanding a few basic principles about what real freedom is and what it is not. Being totally wild and absolutely free is not some radical, rebellious, or disrespectful approach to this life. It is also not about conquering some controlling authority out there who is dictating the rules on how we should or shouldn't live our lives. We don't need permission from anybody or anything else to manifest the life we want to create. Real liberation in this life is not a pushing away to find freedom from someone or from something. It is more powerful than that. It's about finding that which is already free inside us to be, do, and believe whatever we want. Real freedom is about recognizing how we already are the final word and ultimate authority of our lives. Real freedom is about recognizing how we already are the first word and ultimate authority of our lives. It is knowing that what we honestly believe is what becomes real. And this is the end truth and final reality. There are 8 billion plus different realities on this planet right now, and we are one of them. Okay? Or you could say we are many of them. The moment we choose to believe we can be a wild, fluffy, self-expressed, fun, free being is the exact same moment we realize that we already are the absolute final authority of our lives. The truth is that we are already constantly manifesting everything in our lives right now, right in this very moment. Whenever we place our attention for an extended period of time is where our energy flows and what we manifest. It's for all of us that way. We are already one with the great God source. We're already one with the great God source. And it is creating everything around us through us. Our greatest freedom comes from understanding this, surrendering to this truth, and feeling how it shows up in everything we do. Every action we take in this life is an expression and extension of our consciousness. Whatever you are feeling about yourself and life is emanating energy out into the world around you. Nothing and no one is separate from each other. We are all impacting each other all the time. By becoming more sensitive to this truth, it becomes obvious how our limiting beliefs are imprisoning us and stopping us from living the amazing lives we were born to live. And it's crucial, the original Dalai Lama stated, do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. Unfortunately, that happens a lot lately. The greatest transformations in this life often show up in the most subtle and gentle forms. It is vital that we first see where the prisons exist in our lives. understand how each one is sustained each day. In order to demolish it from our own minds, initially we may not see the prison walls around us because we are so used to them. These invisible cell bars are all the limiting, skeptical, doubtful, and negative beliefs we carry each day. It is a long, compromising list of constructive, or should we say constrictive ideas, that we tell ourselves who we are and what is impossible to achieve. To give ourselves permission to be totally wild and absolutely free starts with finding and releasing every limiting belief which we are clinging to. That makes us feel not so expansive and free. Find those heavy negative thoughts which you honestly feel are true and real about yourself, yet also make you feel sick, stuck, heavy, and very unhappy. Let them go because they're just ideas which no longer serve your greatest good. Now, it may sound ridiculously simple, yet when you reach down into the core of you, you'll find that the truth is that you are the God source itself, making up all the rules as you go, and that is all there is. When you are ready to empower yourself and manifest the most amazing life, you'll discover this truth. And then life just naturally becomes easier, more magical, and amazing. In order to stop being attached to all our limiting beliefs and heavy thoughts, we must choose to deeply desire to be free. We must choose to feel into our suffering inside in order to let it go. There must be a visceral feeling in the body of the stuckness first. In order for the release to be real, then we must continuously step back from it and see how every apparently good and bad belief we had about who we are fall into the pile of small limiting beliefs. We must choose to leave behind all beliefs to be free. Let go of all of our disappointments, hopes, fears. If and when we want to truly start living, because attachment to any belief will create some form of future suffering. We got to leave behind all beliefs to be free. Okay? That's an undertaking. Let go of all of our disappointments, hopes, and fears. If we really want to start truly living, because attachment to any belief will create some form of future suffering. And it's always a choice for us. We must choose to live life, this life, as if everything could end tomorrow. And also be this eternal spiritual being who knows that nothing could ever, ever, ever destroy us. This is your life. So live it to the max. You don't know exactly how long you're going to be around. None of us do. The universe has given us a mouth to smile with and a body to enjoy. Don't waste a day that you are here on this beautiful planet. Go outside, live your life totally, fully, and truly. I invite you to try to feel what it's like to be totally freed from the good and bad opinions of others. You can start anytime you wish. You could do it this week, right? Anytime you could start. Imagine how it might feel in your body to be completely, truly, and honestly free from everyone's thoughts, opinions, and judgments of you. No matter what anyone says, it'd be your mom, dad, some stranger, it does not reflect in any way who or what you are at all. Instead, you realize that the divine infinite spiritual being, who you truly are, is beyond all thought and concepts completely. This non-attachment to others' opinions of you is one of the most self-loving, natural, and honorable ways we can live each day. This non-attachment to others' opinions of you is one of the most self-loving, natural, and honorable ways we can live each day. This is the golden key that turns the lock to realizing at the core who and what we are is already a powerful, divine, and magnificent spiritual being. This spirit and soul, who we really are, in essence, is already, always free. Is there a risk? Maybe. Take the risk to get to know your basic spiritual nature. Feel the essence of your infinite spirit inside. The essence. This is something that cannot be contained, imprisoned, nor taken away by anything or anyone in the outer world. This is something that cannot be obtained, contained, imprisoned, nor taken away by anything or anyone in the outer world. Realizing this is real freedom. And this spiritually free feeling is our natural state. This is our natural state of being. All exploration and expression from this place is the most loving act we can give to ourselves and others. The full expression of our real spiritual nature is the deepest gift we can give, as it is the greatest honoring of who we truly are. Now, you may think that becoming a wildly liberated human being is not the top priority on your to-do list this week. Yet, if it's not in there somewhere, you definitely aren't going to enjoy doing anything on that list of yours. Without wild freedom, our entire life becomes a chore, a burden, and a heavy job that must be accomplished just so that you get your wants and needs met. Now, if and when you don't stop this nonsense and turn that golden key to unlocking spiritual freedom, you will miss out on the main core purpose of your life, which is to empty the short time, enjoy the short time you are here and alive. If you don't stop this nonsense and turn the golden key to unlocking spiritual freedom, you will miss out on the main core purpose of your life, which is to enjoy the short time we are here and alive. It is only by experiencing truth on your own freedom, freedom happens. Freedom is the fragrance of the experience of truth. Okay. It is only by experiencing truth on your own freedom happens. Freedom is the fragrance of the experience of truth. So the first basic step to freedom is learning how to continuously let go of what others think of you 24 hours a day. This means releasing what you think your immediate friends, family, coworkers, and lovers think about you. Honestly, do you know exactly what goes on in their minds? When you drop what you think their opinions are of you, you can actually release whatever your opinions are about you. As long as you are attached to what anyone thinks about you, you'll never be able to be totally free from what your mind thinks, believes, and perceives about you. The mind is like a proverbial judge, obsessed judge. It is always judging, comparing, and labeling something or someone, then changing its mind again and judging again. The mind is a genius and creating all sorts of fanatical, exaggerated opinions, beliefs, and stories. When you understand this truth, it's easy to totally let go of what others think of you, for their opinions will always change. This creates the space inside you to think outside the box and believe whatever you want to believe about who and what you are. This spaciousness is the very source of our greatest freedom. So you can choose to step back from your thoughts, for they are all borrowed ideas from other people anyway. We don't think about that. Why would we? When we enter these bodies, these baby bodies, we are free. We have no judgment. We have no stress, anxiety, worry, fear. Zero. We are complete, total, wild, and free. But after a while, we are programmed by other people's thoughts. This then, what happens is, this is our character, our personality, our name, how we perceive things, how how we view things. And you start, and it isn't a negative, because once you discover this, then you can start forming your own thoughts, mastering them, and directing them to the universe. You say, these thoughts were not mine. These are not something I generated. These came to me. These formed me. Now, deep down, this life is more humorous and ironic than we realize. We, right, are creating all of our suffering and joy all day long, every day. We're doing this. We are responsible for it all. The irony is that each day along this lifelong journey, at the very core of our being, is a river of perpetual loving creative energy overflowing with deep healing peace. At the very core of our being is a river of perpetual loving creative energy overflowing with deep healing peace. We don't have to go anywhere to find it. Isn't that amazing? Look at how many of us throughout the ages have gone out there to find it. All we simply need to do is sit, become deeply relaxed in the body, and train the mind to not cling to any thought that arises. It may take some time to relax the body, be truly cling-free, and deeply find peace. Yet, doing so, we will experience our soul's essence and spiritual nature. There is nothing more important that we should be doing with our lives. The more often we practice being at peace with what arises in the mind, the easier it becomes to experience every ordinary thing in life as divine. God follows us wherever we go. Whenever the mind clings to something extra important or special, notice this with awareness and don't push it away. Don't label anything as bad, wrong, or a problem. If you do, this in itself will become what's blocking you from feeling an enlightened, liberated state. Just welcome all thoughts with great curiosity and explore what is beneath each one. You'll see that there is nothing there. There's nothing there, nothing. Each thought is recycled information gifted from the outer world. Each thought is recycled information gifted from the outer world that we shouldn't take personally at all. At all, at all. Now, if and when we want to get down to the core, right, which is you, ask yourself some deep personal questions. What hole inside you are you trying to fill? What hole inside you are you trying to fill? Where do you feel trapped in your life, and why? Get these down on paper. Write down these questions and your answers. You could turn it into, any time. you choose. 20 minutes or so enlightening exercise that gently opens the door to your soul. When you discover where you feel trapped and empty, you will see why you're clinging to those things that you cannot let go of. This understanding is the most important next step of your wild journey coming ahead. The real battle is one when we see that there are no real enemies out there, and that the only real enemy is the imaginary one within our own minds. This realization is the sacred path to our enlightenment. In finding our inner wildness within is the bridge back to our spiritual essence. Simply because our spiritual nature is wild, free, and untamable, expressing this wild spirit within ourselves awakens us from the almighty ego trip we are on. It unlocks the door so that we can step into the vast universe and deeply take care of our wounded selves in the most sensitive, loving, and healing ways. When we discover this connection to our real spiritual nature, we instantly see how every human being is a soul and a spiritual gift to our lives as well. From this place, each person we encounter becomes the source of more love, joy, and inner peace in our lives. When we give ourselves permission to feel spiritually connected when amongst others, we truly become the wild, unstoppable, free beings we were born to be. We no longer feel wounded, avoid others, or resist letting ourselves be nourished and loved. We start embracing the divinity that we all actually are. And the more we practice healing into this spiritual connection, the better this life feels and the more real our divinity becomes. Understanding that we are spiritual beings, we realize there is nobody to fight with or against anymore. We see everyone as our friend and greatest teacher. When we can live 24 hours of one day, knowing we are all sacred, divine, spiritual beings that will never, ever, ever, ever die, we will stop suffering completely. The fight will end with others and within ourselves. We can all then realize together that we are the ultimate authority of our individual realities and capable of creating heaven any moment we want to on this earth. And as Buddha said, meditation is a listening with a receptive heart. Freedom means the opportunity to be what we never thought we would be. Daniel J. Borson. The time that we're in these bodies is absolutely priceless. It's always a relax. We determine for ourselves to keep our bodies in a relaxed state naturally. Take each moment of this precious life to relax your body right now. Breathe deeply into your heart. Let everything be okay as it is. Be fully relaxed and at ease in this moment. And notice how different you feel. The instant you relax your heart, instantly you relax, your heart opens, and the mind automatically stops grasping to overcome its problems. By relaxing, we learn that we can surrender to this life and actually become the solution we were seeking. Every problem in our lives are instantly solved through this divine, all-loving, expansive heart energy within us all. It is always available and found through relaxation and surrender. By learning to relax, we learn how to trust life. This practice of a deeper relaxation is how this divine solution will constantly manifest into our lives. It is good to know that at the very core of our heart, there is always a current of peace and an abundant river of bliss. And if we aren't feeling this now, it doesn't mean that it's not there. It just means that you haven't yet opened your heart fully to this moment and tamed the wild, chattering, relentless mind completely. The mind, with its ego-driven tendencies, does not want to ride this gentle river of heart-centered bliss. If the ego fell into the river of bliss, it would die, dissolve, vaporize. The ego knows this and feels afraid to totally let go, trust, and completely dissolve and merge with the bliss. And yes, it most certainly will die. Yet with every death is also a wondrous rebirth. When the mind thinks too much, the ego believes that it's in charge of everything. Right? When the mind thinks too much, the ego believes that it is in charge of everything. The ego gets stirred up, thinks it's in control of the universe, no matter what happens or doesn't happen in this life. It starts demanding for things to be different than they are. Forgets to ask with kindness for what it wants and becomes impatient, aggressive, and insensitive. These qualities are how we know that the ego is in the driver's seat, running the show and pretending that it is in charge. The ego does not want to realize that we are all divine beings that are connected to an infinite source of wisdom, vast cosmic intelligence, and universal love. The ego's job is to create the illusion of separation so we can have the experience of unification with Source. The ego's job is to create the illusion of separation so we can have the experience of unification with Source. The truth is that our divine infinite nature is permanent and already here inside us now. The divinity is always here, always now, and always available, no matter what the ego believes or experiences. Once you choose to be the master of your mind, the ego becomes your faithful servant, and you soon discover this natural river of bliss inside your heart. The silence of the mind allows you to discover this sacred stream within. Only with an infinite amount of patience will the mind stop its controlling, repetitive, chaotic patterns. Only with infinite presence will the mind come to a complete stop. Only with infinite presence will the mind come to a complete stop, and you'll become 100% absorbed in the divine source. The opportunity to experience this is found within every moment. It is found within the now. The silence between your every breath contains the doorway, and your heart is the key. Choose to begin the process of mastering your mind by reflecting your focus repetitively towards your heart. The more often you place your attention there, the more love, awareness, and energy flows to and from there. Eventually, this awesome chakra center will open, and you'll experience your true spiritual connection to this infinite river of bliss. This simple practice will bring your life much greater joy, wisdom, and clarity than any major accomplishment you could have in the physical world. When we wake up in the morning, say if and when we wake up in the morning, flood the heart, flood the body with thoughts, your thoughts, right? Of your gratitude, of your kindness, gentleness, patience, generosity, and humbleness with yourself. Gratitude 24/7. Practice being in it all the time. I'm not saying that you can do this overnight, but through practice, focusing on the gratitude, focusing on the breath. Amazing transformations will take place. The reason we have so much turmoil on this planet is why? Because the majority of us are mastered by the ego mind. And we haven't discovered, right, the heart mind. And we haven't discovered how to stop the mind by focusing on the breath, moving into the now, and listening. Relaxing into that body. Keeping the body relaxed as often as you can naturally through the breath, and focusing on these things just in the beginning, right in the morning. Focus on the gratitude. And it will set it. It'll set the stage for the rest of the day. And you will go back to it. You could be sitting somewhere and all of a sudden say to yourself how grateful you are for this or that or this or that. No matter if it's large, medium, or minuscule. How much you love yourself. How much you're in deep gratitude of yourself and the God that you truly are in that body. How much you love the God that you are. This is huge. And just through your heart minds, visualize this, that everyone on this planet has discovered exactly that. What do you think will happen? Once you choose to be the master of your mind, the ego becomes your faithful servant, and you soon discover this natural river of bliss inside your heart. The silence of the mind allows you to discover this sacred stream within. Only with an infinite amount of patience will the mind stop its controlling, repetitious, chaotic patterns. Only with infinite presence with the mind will the mind come to a complete stop. And we all will become 100% absorbed in the divine source. The opportunity to experience this is found within every moment, the now. The silence between your every breath contains the doorway, and your heart is the key. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us up. Take an easy, low breath in through the nose and an easy, slow breath out of the mouth. Remain still. When your heart is filled with gratitude, then you are truly rich. Take this moment to feel deeply grateful for everything in your life and share your appreciation with someone you love today. It feels so good to have a heart that is truly alive. You can easily radiate infinite abundance everywhere you go. Take this with you for the rest of the day and the evening and night, the following morning. We'll return here Friday, September 30th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.